All right, what's going on? We're back for another episode of the Ragni Show, and I got a first for you and a first for me, and could be even a first for him. I want to welcome to today's show, or I should say the early show of today, my new friend and guest, Mr. Joshua Strickland of the Bayou Bandits. Joshua, what's going on?
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Nice to be on the show with you, Bay.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it, especially since this as I was just informed by him before we went live, and I told him back. He's out in the parking lot of the mechanic getting his brakes done. So this
I
is the
am.
first time I ever had an artist, a guest, waiting to get their brakes done while they did an
Yeah,
interview.
I'm getting my brakes done. Just sitting here enjoying the weather. Got the wind blowing. My hair's looking like Beyonce from a music video.
You got this special effects going on. You didn't even
I
pay for them.
do.
How about that?
That's right.
All natural.
All natural.
Oh man, too funny. Well, dude, it's this is gonna be a fun interview because I love when I get to like talk to people like yourself who you know I hate to say it, like before I get presented with this interview, I didn't know who the Bayou Bandits were, so I get to dive in. I
Are
learn
you are
about.
you are you are you are you are you shitting me right now?
I am straight up telling the truth, not shitting you. And you know what? Uh, if the day ever comes that we do physically meet, you're more than welcome to smack me.
All right, fine.
Because you know what? I'm going to go right for the jugular. First question, because I think this is a great way to start it out. You
Yeah.
gotta love when you start doing your research on your guest, and you see a quote that says, uh, you know, "Am I an asshole or the nicest person ever?" Out of an article about the band. So, like, how does that come up? How does that happen? And why would people consider you an asshole?
Well, it's kind of like it's one of those things, man. It's like you know, I'm a Southerner. I grew up in the South. My daddy is a retired Army colonel, and so I grew up, yes sir, no ma'am, the whole 9 yards. And but my daddy always taught me to stand on my own 2 feet. If I don't like something, he said, ain't no sense in sugarcoating it and wasting nobody's time. You say it. A man is only as good as his word.
Right.
And some people, unfortunately, uh, they don't take too keen to that. They want people to be so overly politically correct, and I'm not like that. If I don't like something, I'm gonna say it. Look, man, I don't like it. If I do like it, I say I like it. I don't ever want to hurt nobody's feelings. But some folks, they get that misconception that everybody needs a participation trophy. Everybody needs to coddle everybody's feelings. And that just ain't me. And so folks have gotten to know me as one of those guys that kind of says it how it is. And some people, that makes me sound like an asshole, but it's not. I mean, that's just the way I was raised.
Basically, in a nutshell, you're honest.
I'm
people
I'm
can't
honest.
people can't take honesty. They can't take the truth.
Man, I tell you what, man. I mean, Lord knows that, God forbid you accidentally say he when it's a she, or something, a simple anything. Now it's all up in arms, and it's like I'm just I'm just me.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think I'm gonna like just you because
Thank you.
you know what? That's the way I like. It's funny because me personally, like, I grew up with people around me like that. My mother and my sister, the two that raised me, were very, um, you know, outspoken, and they weren't scared to tell you the truth and tell you, how things are. And I like was always scared to do that until like the last couple of years, where I was just like tired of candy coating things and tired of just trying to beat around the bush. And I was like, you know what? Like, it's better just to be upfront and honest and be truthful than to, you know, take the long way around and try to be nice, because sometimes the truth hurts, but it's better to be truthful and honest and maybe hurt
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah. I mean, and it's just, I just political correctness. It just, it's ridiculous. It just gets on my nerves, and it's like, uh, I just don't vibe with it all that well. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a difference between being professional and being the most politically
Yeah,
correct, and
exactly.
I call it like it is. Perfect example is, I mean, you can tell by my accent I sound redneck as hell, you know, but my sister, I'm very close to my brothers and my sisters, and my sister is a very proud member of the LGBT community,
Okay.
and you know, when she married her wife, that was right around that time that whole using the pronouns thing was coming around. And I asked my sister, I said, her name's Tina. I call her TT. I said, TT, I said, what do you think about that? She said, it is stupid as hell. If like, I'm a girl, so I ain't a they, I ain't a them. So it's just, you know what? The one thing you can count on, whether you like it or not, from me is I'm gonna say it the way it is. you know.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, that whole topic is like, I mean, we could do a 3 day show
Oh
on that
man.
alone. So, all right, so you mentioned your father was an army veteran, and you are as well. Is that what kind of inspired you to go into the army?
Yeah. So growing up, the colonel's son, um, I had a choice, of course. My daddy
Hmm.
didn't pressure me into anything, but growing up, the colonel's son. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So growing up, the colonel's son, uh, it was already predetermined that I was going into the army. There was no disputing that, and so I joined and um, you know served with the best soldiers in the world. And it was a great time.
That's awesome. Thank you for your service, man. Seriously.
Thank you. I'm
I,
actually trying to find a box for my charger because I didn't realize that my brakes was about to happen, and so now I got 1%, and I got
oh
to.
shit.
I know. So let me ask the brakes master guy. Excuse me, sir. See, look, this is the first for your show.
Actually, this just happened last week, but it was the person was at home.
I have a box for a phone charger. I'm on an interview right now.
There it is.
So we're looking for a box for the charger.
Hopefully the 1% holds out.
I couldn't hear you, babe. You broke up.
Yeah, you're like all crackled now.
Yeah. See, we're gonna have
So
to cut this in a few segments.
let's keep our fingers crossed.
No, he's looking. I got 1%.
And we lost them. Oh shit. So let's it's funny. We just had this happen last week at an interview. Um, the person was at home when it happened, and they were able to come back in a few minutes after they got plugged in and charged up a little. So let's give it a few minutes and see if Josh makes it back here. Let's see. We got a comment. Let's see. My friend just left a comment. Laugh out loud. So I'm going to say, hey, Mike, do you have a charger? but we'll give Josh a few minutes because check them out. Bayou Bandits, BayouBandits.com. They just put out a really rock and kick-ass new single called Gasoline. But I wanted to talk to him about all this stuff. He's got an interesting story to tell and share, and not only about the band but himself, which all ties into the band. Mickey Ratch all charged up. What's up, brother? Come on. The audience is charged up, but the guest isn't. So come on, let's we'll give him a few minutes and see if he pops back on here. Let me check and see if I get any messages from him by chance. You see it, Mickey. You see it. I'm trying to be what's up. We'll see. We'll see if it keeps going. You're what's up with all them freaking killer tattoos you're doing, Mickey. Killing it. And then with the new interview myself. You ask the questions and I'll give the answers. How about that, guys? Let's throw Mickey a little plug too. As we become Ghost, new drummer. See, look, here he comes. He's back. We're hanging tight, waiting for him.
Dude, sorry, I was gone for about 2 minutes.
That's all right. You know what? That happened last week too, but the guy was at home when it happened.
No, see, there's no excuse for that. I'm at Breakmasters, and so the gentleman was able to find a box for me.
Nice. That's awesome. Today's show is brought to you by Breakmasters in Arizona.
That's right. Come here and get your breaks done.
And your phone charged all at once.
And my phone charged. Man, I tell you what. I don't know. I think I need to go to Verizon and see what's going on because my phone is just sucking down juice. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they do that just to get you buy a new phone every year.
I figured it was something to do with OnlyFans or something. You know, I need to lay off of it.
So, are you a subscriber or a subscribee?
Hey, man, for $20, $20 is $20. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. So, all right. So, you go into the military, become a soldier in the Army. At that point in time, like how long ago was that?
So I joined the Army in 2008.
Okay.
And so 2008, and by the time I got out of the reserves, it was 2019, 2018, 2019.
Oh, wow. Okay. So about 10 years you did.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Awesome. Now, how about, well, I guess you were at some point, but were you doing music when you first joined the Army too, or?
So I grew up singing music my entire life. I grew up singing in the church.
Okay.
And then growing up in Louisiana, it's such a musical community, you know, that you're basically, it's ingrained in you, you know. So when I was a little boy, I used to sing on the corner of Bourbon Street every once in a while when my daddy had business to do in New Orleans. And so I just grew up singing like that. I always sang.
Okay. That's awesome. You got like cool stories I can tell. So the Bayou Bandits, I mean, that comes together about what, like 3 years ago? It seems like
about 2 years ago. So was playing a private venue,
okay.
And they said, "Well, what do y'all call yourselves?" And I said, "I don't know. We didn't have a name at the time." I said, "How about the Joshua Strickland Band?" And they said, "Nah, that's kind of lame." And I said, "Geez, asshole, that's my name, you know." like, how is that lame? And so they said, "Well, where are you from?" And I said, "From Louisiana, Bayou country." And they said, "Well, come up with something that kind of highlights where you're from." And I said, "All right, how about the Bayou Bandits?" And so after that, it just kind of stuck because for a while, everybody was just calling me the Louisiana Kid, you know, just as like a nickname, you know, and because I was always the youngest of everybody in the music scene. And so the Bayou Bandits, it just stuck. It wasn't, you know, long thought, drawn out process. It was just tongue in cheek, and it's stuck ever since.
Wow. Now, was that out there in Arizona where you're at now?
Yeah, I
or-
was in Arizona, correct.
Okay. That's cool. So, has it been the same lineup the last, couple years?
Damn bass players. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's been no. We had a few original members that had to wind up leaving, due to family issues, things like that. But
Okay.
we've had the same set lineup for about the last 2 years, and so Dan Johnson on the drums, Jake Kearney on the bass, Jeremy Magid lead guitar, and then myself. So yesterday I was compared to Aquaman. I was told I look like Aquaman. So you got Aquaman on the vocals, or Great Value Jesus. They said I look
Interesting.
like a cheap version of Jesus.
Interesting.
So
Hey, I would take either one. So.
hey, I take it. And so and so yeah, I mean it's been good. I mean it's been rolling through ever since.
That's cool. Now, the one thing that really kind of like stood out to me too was like I was shocked. Like, I mean, you guys been around, like you said, like 2 years. How did you end up getting featured on a Comedy Central show?
That was a stroke of luck. So basically, I was singing at a venue one time, and Jordan Klepper from Comedy Central station walked in. It was like, "Hey, I like your voice. Do you know who I am?" And I said, "No." I didn't know, but I mean, he had a familiar looking face. He says, "I'm shooting a documentary in Tijuana. Are you interested in being in it?" And I said, "Sure, why not? I've been promised the world over and over." I said, "I'll believe it when I see a ticket in my inbox." And sure enough, the next day there was a plane ticket to Tijuana, and to ask me to sing on this documentary that he directed and produced, and it went out all over Comedy Central. So yeah,
Wow,
that was cool.
that's crazy. Yeah, it's like you said though. It's like how many times were you told something or promised something and you never hear again?
Dude, just the other day I was talking to my buddies. I said we had an invite to go up to Saskatchewan.
Hmm.
Saskatchewan. And dude, I'm from South Louisiana. I ain't never even heard of no Saskatchewan.
In Canada,
And,
yeah.
yeah, and so it's crazy. Folks telling us they'll buy us tickets to come up here and play, come up there and play, wherever. So it's really an enjoyment.
That's cool. So how about
shoot up.
now? I mean, we talked about you being in the Army, which
Right rear
the one thing that is discussed with you a lot, I see, is how.
rotors flush.
Hey, Bay, can you?
Is he talking to you? Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
He's telling me all the stuff I need. So
Go ahead.
and listen to this part. You can. All right. So let's.
Will we hear how much the bill is?
All right. So we're live on an interview. You want to say hi?
I know, but I
Okay.
come out a day to get parts.
Get-
I mean, if it's happening, I got to do it right now.
You're good.
New pads, new rotors, labor, flush it out, new fluid. On this big truck, you're looking about $675.
Okay. So when can you get them
Get
done?
it done by 6 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. $675 worth of brakes.
Wow. Is that all four or just two?
All four.
Oh, all right. That's not that bad then.
No.
No, that's good. Okay.
And I'm
Interesting.
chewing some seeds, so they said I'm gonna be in here for the long haul for about 2 hours. New flavor of seeds out there, delicious.
Buffalo wing seeds. I'm in.
Yeah, they're actually really good.
Huh.
So I guess this interview is gonna go for the next 2 hours because I got.
So all right. So the one thing that really kept standing out too, that I kept seeing constantly written about you, is how you and you're the one that says this. You truly write from life experiences, and a couple songs that I saw, like one you wrote about your time in the Army, a song called Kandahar.
Kandahar, yeah. So I wrote that song about my buddy Ben, phenomenal guy. I really truly credit Ben for really teaching me how to survive in a combat zone. But Ben was airborne infantryman, Ranger qualified, and and he just had a lot of demons. You know, he unfortunately lost his battle with PTSD whenever we came home, and so I just couldn't sleep.
I hear that.
Was just missing being on the team, and just kind of wrote that song.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a tough, transition from, like you said, you're out there, you have, your team, your squad of soldiers that you're with, and then to go back home to reality. It's almost like these athletes on teams, so to say,
Yeah,
after retirement, how many end up on a bad path and can't deal with things.
yeah. It's like you're going 100 miles an hour in 1 minute, and the
Yeah.
next driving through damn Burger King. Something. It's bizarre.
Wow. Now, another song that really stood out, and you got a lot of plays out of. You're also currently a registered nurse, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
And you wrote a song called "A Nurse's Story Save You,"
Yeah.
which it was about dealing with the pandemic and what you guys all went through, all the nurses and
Yeah.
medical field. I mean, dude, you guys don't get nowhere near enough credit for the hell you guys have gone through for the last 2
No,
years.
right when the pandemic hit, it was heroes work here,
Mhm.
blah 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 blah, discounted shit everywhere, free food, free scrubs, free this, free that, all this, shit. And then now we're back to being the most unappreciated profession ever, so it's tough. And so when I say unappreciated, I'm talking about like hospital management,
Sure.
administration, people that are so disconnected from what actually goes on the floor.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, I mean, I wrote that song based off of just what I was seeing
Wow.
in the hospitals. I mean, people were dying left and right. It was crazy. And so the medical community really stood behind it because they could relate to it. They said, hey, this is one of us writing, so they could
Mhm.
understand it.
How how tough is that? I mean, on a true human level, um, the pandemic has just been horrible, and then this whole COVID situation. But dealing with that on a daily basis, and then with this, it's probably tenfold. Like you said, where you're losing people constantly all around you. How do you deal with that? It's hard enough to deal with people but when it's when you're seeing it so much like that, it's got to be just
Some people break, man. I mean, it's not easy. I was a soldier. So uh, I, I felt like, you know, I feel like I'm a little bit more mentally tough than others, per se. But that doesn't mean I don't have issues, or think
sure.
about it, of course. But um, it's just people got to find different ways to emote, and let go of some of that anxiety and that stress, and find a healthy outlet. And if not, unfortunately, mental health crises right now are at an unusual high amongst healthcare workers because I mean, dude, the amount of stress, people on ventilators, people intubated, people dying, people,
Right.
it's never just, it's hardly ever just a decent day at the
Yeah.
hospital.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
you, do you do you think the music has become your therapy almost?
music is my therapy. I tell everybody. I mean, had I not been able to play and sing and play my guitar, Lord knows where I'd be, man. I mean, because when I first got back, the the VA wanted to put me on, like different meds and anxiety, this and that, whatever. And I didn't want to do all that. I didn't want to be all zombied out, and
Right.
stuff like that. And so I did what helps me be at peace, which is play music,
Mm,
and that's what works for me. That doesn't mean it works for everybody, but
sure.
some folks are into drawing, so they they take up drawing, and
Hmm.
that helps, rid their anxiety, or gives them a healthy outlet. So yeah, so I'm grateful. Uh,
That's awesome.
Lord knows.
Now, this song too. You have a video that goes along with it. How did that come together? Like, all those nurses and medical staff we see in it. Like, do you
Well,
know these
because
people or?
no, no. Uh, so whenever we were about to release the song, we wanted to release the video with it as a tribute, and uh, and so whenever we did it, um, somebody from our team had reached out to like some medical forum or something like that, and just had all these nurses and folks send all these pictures in of
Hmm,
themselves, and then made like a montage of it. So they all participated. They all gave permission, approval to do it.
that's awesome. It's a beautiful song, and the video really puts things in perspective to the song too. It was nicely done.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I wrote that in a hotel room.
Now, did I see like that song was inspiring people trying to push to get you on the Kelly Clarkson show or something?
Yeah, Kelly Clarkson and Ellen DeGeneres.
Okay.
Yeah, they were really trying to make a push for that, and then we went out to L.A. and was on the show. Well, we weren't actually on the show, but we were just guests, that was invited for this show called The Doctors, and so it was cool. I mean, it was a
That's
lot
cool.
of push, but whenever stuff like that happens, it's all about the. And then one quote I said is, "It ain't even so much about music; it's about luck." Is what makes the music nowadays. You got to know
Yeah.
somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that owes a favor.
Hmm.
I mean, hell, there's world class musicians right here on the street corner in New Orleans. You know, so yeah, so
It's
we
true.
didn't wind up going on there, but that would have been cool. You know, hit me up, Kelly Clarkson.
So now something I saw too recently, which this is where it really puts things into perspective for people out there watching. Um, the Bayou Bandits are an independent band. You guys
100.
fund things yourself. Things don't happen. Things don't get recorded. Merchandise don't get printed up unless you guys are putting the money out first to make all that stuff happen. So I saw something you had to do recently to keep funding the band. Something that probably hurt an awful lot was you sold your Harley.
Yeah, yeah, that was not easy because that was like my therapy. You know, um, wind therapy, man. I mean, I love my soft tail, and
Hmm.
wound up having to sell it. Because ain't nobody ever gave me nothing. And ain't nobody gonna give me money to record a record. So what did I want more, to keep my Harley or make a record? So that's what I did.
Right. That's I mean I've been there. I've had to do things like that myself. I had some Corvettes and all and stuff like that I had to say goodbye to make things happen. But it comes back around. So just in
Yeah,
time. In
yeah.
time.
Lord knows.
So you guys just recently released a new single, Gasoline, which really kicks freaking ass. Um,
Thank-
and let's throw some of the lyrics out there for the chorus. Go get me gasoline. Go get me a lighter. To all that doubted me, you're going to fuel my fire.
Yeah.
Is this to anybody in general, to a whole crowd of people, to the world? Who you want to throw it out there to?
Well, some folks think it's about them. I can neither confirm nor deny. You know, uh, uh, but no, it's really not about anybody. It was really a song about overcoming obstacles in life. I mean, we're an indie band.
Mhm.
We nobody's given us a handout that said, "Hey, we want you to play this big show." Da, 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 da. I was like, "No, when you're independent, you got to get out there and hustle. You know, you got to go knocking on doors and stuff like that." And that's exactly what we did. And it was there were folks initially that would be like, "Oh, y'all can't play on the same stage as us, you haven't earned it, blah blah blah, whatever bullshit." And come to find out now, look at what we're doing. So to all that doubted me, you're gonna fuel the fire. And so Lord knows, but at the same time, we've worked our tails off. I mean, because that's what we want to do. We want to chase the dream. We want to play music. We want to be able to share our messages, to the world, things like that.
So with Gasoline, though, will you guys have a video coming out for that, or it seems like it's really getting a lot of traction, a lot of positive?
We do.
Cool.
We do, and we got an EP coming out in July.
Okay.
So we're real excited about that. It's going to be called Arizona Stepson.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. Just booking shows. The world is really weird the way the music world is right now, because one minute you're getting ready to go on a tour, the next minute the tour's getting canceled because of COVID. And it's just like, it's up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So that entire time we've just taken time to just write. And so we just signed a contract with a studio, great producer, great audio engineers, and so we're just looking forward to getting that rocking and rolling.
Will there be a song that's inspired by you selling the Harley?
Yeah, it'll probably kind of model itself after that Brad Paisley song. Whenever the wife is raising hell, and he just wants to go fishing, and then it's like, so what do I do? Then it's like, well, I'm gonna miss her. So I don't know, maybe, I mean, who knows, but that is a good inspiration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the video, any idea when that's going to be coming out, or?
No, we'll probably release it the same time with the EP, just kind of as like a bonus little thing with it.
Nice. Now, how about there was a song I saw on your YouTube page, actually, "Take Me Back." You guys did you call it a hick hop remix? Gave it like
hip
the
hop,
kid,
yeah.
Gave it like the Kid Rock treatment over there. How'd that song come to be?
Okay, so one of our buddies, DJ Wiseman, he produced like a trap beat to it, because we love rap and hip hop, stuff like that. And so then one of my buddies, his name is Kevin Price, so shout out to Kevin Price. He is a rapper out here.
Okay.
And I said, Kevin, what do you think? You think you can put a verse on this song? And he says, hell yeah. And so he did it. And dude, they've been banging it. Like they play it at some of the clubs back in Baton Rouge. So it's cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. So what's the absolute next plan for you guys? Is it gonna be just working on the EP, or any shows coming up?
Plan is working on the EP. Trying to book some festivals. I know we're headed back down south for a little bit in March, so I'm gonna do that, and just whatever the good Lord throws our way. I mean, maybe a record deal. Who knows? Maybe some label backing. Who knows? Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. Like Incubus said.
There you go. I love it. So, all right. So, what's the best place to send everybody so they can not only hear Gasoline but keep up to date on you guys for everything?
Yeah, absolutely. Instagram. So Instagram, the Bayou Bandits official. Facebook, facebook.com/the Bayou Bandits. Pandora, Spotify, Google, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, OnlyFans. Don't swipe right though. Stay on our page. Or no, wait, that's Tinder. So yeah, just follow us along. You know, the fans is what makes the music.
Absolutely. And everybody go and buy merch and buy all physical copies and all, so this guy can get a Harley back.
Absolutely. Hey, and thanks for putting up with my shenanigans on your show. I mean, I am getting my brakes changed, eating sunflower seeds. My phone died. But hey, we made it through it. It may not have been orthodox, but it was effective.
That's all that matters. Doesn't matter how
Yeah.
you do it, as long as it's effective in the end.
It ain't got to be pretty as long as it's done.
Exactly. I mean, look at his face. Is that a pretty face? But I get it done.
Oh no, yeah. Well, I mean, you're kind of a handsome dude.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
I hope to have a beer with you one day.
Hey, man. Now you're speaking my language. Get over here to Nashville. We'll have some beer, some whiskey, and anything else that comes our way.
Oh man, I tell you what, I'm so what kind of beer do you drink?
All.
Yeah, good man. But if you had to just open up your fridge.
Usually in my fridge is PBR.
Okay, see, I'm a Bud Light kind of man. I keep it redneck.
I do that. I'm a Miller Light. I'm a Coors Light. I'm a Bud Light.
And right now I like Jameson and club soda.
Oh, okay.
Now that I'm finally able to grow a full man beard. You know, I'm finally not having little patches anymore. I've started drinking some Jameson.
There you go. It probably helped.
It probably did help, and so it's good. But nonetheless, I really appreciate you having me on your show, and look forward to hopefully hearing from you again in the future. And
Absolutely, man.
We might be headed up to Cookeville here pretty soon. What's Cookeville?
That's
Cookeville,
I think
Tennessee.
that's probably, yeah. I think that's like an hour from me. I think.
Mm-hmm. And so
I don't think it's that far. Yeah.
I know it's close up there to Nashville.
Yeah, I think it's like an hour away, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I tell you what, if I head down to Cookeville, I will somehow find my way down to Bay Ragni and drink a beer with you.
Let's do it. I'm in. I'm
All
always
right,
in when there's beer involved.
Amen to that. Well, hey, once again, I appreciate you having me on the show, and look forward to chatting with you again sometime soon.
Absolutely, man. When the EP's ready, let's do it again.
Hey, absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, brother. Take care.
All right.